Most were predicting the Golden Boy to make short work of Chavez, but the Mexican showed some of the spirit which made him such an awesome fighter in his prime.
If there's ever a time not to move forward for Chavez, it's the first 6 rounds of this boxing match. You don't want any moving forward yet. Don't try to mix it up, but this boy can hit.
And as Chavez goes in, Hoya starts to land left hooks. 2 sizzling left hooks in that exchange.
Yeah, hell of a bad fight if he doesn't do something short. Yeah, but it's about winning now. It's not about proving anything. Just go out there and win.
They exchange punches. Hoya landed a thunderous right hand. Chavez takes it, keeps coming forward.
But he's getting into a firefight with Chavez. I don't know that that's what he really wants to do.
And a little fake. You feint it and you do it.
So he brings the left jab to the body twice. Upstairs. Chavez extends the right hand and Hoya lands a left hook over it. Hoya lands a straight right. Chavez suddenly stops throwing punches.
Chavez landed a good shot, so he started to kind of assess what he's done. Chavez reaches right in and stops everything.
Good left hook by Hoya Chavez. He tries to follow up, stepping up onto the ropes. Hoya goes away and lands a combination to the belly.
And those body shots are going to be the winning edge for Oscar. He's going to have to put a lot in now. Go to the body and make this guy extend his stay in the ring.
Landing as he has throughout the bout.
Now, he must not pay any attention to the referee saying, watch your shoulder. You do everything you can.
2 good body shots by Hoya. Harkening back to the Chavez of old.
Keep him up, keep him up.
Chavez continues to go to the ribcage. Hoya just misses with a potentially lethal uppercut.
And I told you there's a 12-inch difference, but Oscar's got no power. You got to stay within that 12-inch.
Hoya going body and upstairs. Chavez coming right back. Remember when Sugar Ray Leonard got lured into playing Roberto Duran's not-so game?
This is one of those nights. You got to win a fight sometimes. This guy is all hyped up. You just can't out-punch him. You're going to have to box him and win on points.
There's a little bit of Sugar Ray against Duran in Hoya against Chavez tonight.
But remember, you close in at 12 inches, and Hoya's got no power at all. Chavez is doing an excellent job of staying close. But things are changing. That's when you want good legs. Good body shot by Hoya.
Good left hook up top by Chavez. Hoya willing to trade at close range. Is it the right strategy?
He's got no choice. It's a good left uppercut by Hoya.
Chavez seemingly unhurt by the vicious uppercut that snapped his head back.
But he was hurt by the left hook to the body by Hoya. Whoa, another left hook by Chavez.
Hard left hook by Hoya. Right on the point of the chin. Oscar trying to explode Chavez as they reach the midfield point of the bout.
Stay away from him. Make him guess by not being in that ring.
If Oscar's in contention or in condition to keep throwing the jab, he commands Chavez from long range.
He was smart. He did his combinations and he backed away. That's what you want to do. Make this guy earn everything he gets. Now he's making the mistake of following a puncher around again. You don't want to follow a puncher.
Why?
Oh, sir. But the puncher's got something in that bag. You back away from a puncher. You don't follow him around.
This has been a big round for Hoya. Chavez has been a target. And for the first time in the fight, a relatively easy target. Oh, Letterman, how do you have it through 7? Jim, 69-64, 6 rounds to 1. Oscar De La Hoya. Jim, it's effective aggressiveness that counts. Julio Cesar Chavez sometimes is the aggressive, but he doesn't score. Oscar's just out punching him like he's doing right now. Serious business. De La Hoya to the body with vicious shots in the first half minute of this round. Little swelling under the left eye of De La Hoya. We told you about the nick at the corner of the eye before. So both fighters showing some effects.
Now this should not have happened with Oscar. He should not have gotten into this kind of fight. This corner's going to have to rein him in now.
Blood now pouring from the lip or mouth of Chavez. But forward he comes.
He steps over to Oscar's left, and he steps over to his right whenever there's danger. De La Hoya is so conscious of offense with his left hand that he's sometimes susceptible on that side of it. Oh, what a referee. That's the meanest looking Oscar De La Hoya you've ever seen.
It must be a fight. Chavez won't come out. He has refused to come out. The inside of his mouth bloody, and I am shocked that a warrior like Chavez, once again, when he tastes his own blood, sits on his stool, won't come out and fight.
And Larry Merchant, they're quite disgusted there by Chavez. Do you think he made a good decision to quit?
Well, I don't think he had a lot more to offer, really. And De La Hoya was well ahead on points, I think, Mathew. But it was certainly a great fight up to then.
Yeah, there was great work on the inside. And I just wonder about De La Hoya. He looked tired at parts during that fight. And also, I just didn't quite understand why he was fighting so much on the inside.
Well, they say that his training habits aren't all that great these days, Mathew. It's only the money that keeps pulling him back into the game. And he is now lined up to fight Vince Phillips later this year for the IBF Junior Welterweight title.
Oh, really? He's going to fight Vince Phillips, is he? That's Chavez you're talking about. Yeah. Chavez is going to fight Vince Phillips, who, of course, beat Costiazzo. That'll be a great matchup.
Be a very interesting fight.
And, of course, Oscar De La Hoya, he's going to fight Ike Quarte. Now, against Ike Quarte, I mean, he tried to be very macho there against Chavez. Against Quarte, he won't want to do that too much, will he?
No. Quarte's going to be a tough guy to beat. He's proved himself against a lot of different class fighters that he really knows how to box. And it'll be a big stepping stone for De La Hoya. Yeah,
I think it'll be a great matchup. I think in particular because of the fact that Quarte's such a big puncher and he's also a good boxer. But I think on the downside for Quarte is the fact that he has been quite inactive recently.
Yeah, he's been out of action for quite some time. They stripped him of the WBA crown. And that'll go in De La Hoya's favour.
Who do you think will win the fight?
I think De La Hoya, yeah.
Howard Cosell wasn't just a great sports commentator. In many respects, he was just as big an attraction as the athletes themselves. Renowned for speaking his mind, he brought his own unique talents to the microphone, which made him both a popular and controversial figure.
I know you ask people this. Now I'm going to ask you, how does this feel? How does it feel to be this important that you have 2,500 guys that are paying quite a lot of money to see you today?
Well, I think it's long overdue, don't you?
I'll tell it like it is. If you kill him, I'll say it that way. If he kills you, I'll say it that way.
Quick left from Joe. And now Frazier is down for the 5th time in this fight. 5th time. 3 times in the first round, twice in the second. Target practice for George Foreman. It is target practice.
All I'm saying is you can't overgeneralize about newspaper writers, but you can generalize to a degree about the absence of literacy and culture of sports writers in America. Hello, Barney.
How are you?
How are you? Well, you know, looking for a scrap here and a scrap there, just trying to eke out a bare subsistence in a perilous trade.
I got you. What do you want to do? You want to touch the tree?
We'll touch the tree.
Go ahead, touch it. He did it. He touched it.
I'm sorry, I cannot do it. I've got the highlights coming up. Tell them to get Ken Coughlin to the phone. He's going to have to put on a substitute. They don't ask a lot of me, do they? Tell the public about this. This is ridiculous. That's a disgraceful thing.
Sports announcers don't ride with me in limousines, Howard. It's like a boxing match. You have to be thinking at all times and looking for your right because it might come at any time.
Arrogant, pompous, obnoxious, vain, cruel, persecuting, distasteful, verbose, a show-off. There's no question that I'm all of those things.
And what a great character Howard Cosell was, and Ray, his friendship with Muhammad Ali was legendary.
had a great friendship and relationship with Muhammad Ali, and I think Cosell rates is probably our best commentator of all time.
Definitely. Well, you're watching Australia's #1 boxing show, KO. We'll be back to see what's coming up over the next week, right after the break.
Coming up next week on Sports Australia and Sports Australia 2, cricket, the Sheffield Shield with South Australia and New South Wales. Soccer, live action from the Ericsson Cup and the English Nationwide League, plus the French Premier League and the German Bundesliga. College football, sensational gridiron action. International rules, Australia take on Ireland in the second test. That's next week on Sports Australia and Sports Australia 2.
Sports Australia keeps the big hits coming over the next 7 days. On Fight Night Replay, it's the special look back on some of the career highlights of Lionel Rose, including the entire Australian bantamweight title fight against Rocky Gattalari. Check guides for times, while on Fight Night it's the Australian welterweight title up for grabs as Julian Holland defends his belt against Danny Boy Pearce. The program also includes one of the best heavyweight fights of the past decade as Bert Cooper and Ray Mercer clash for the NABF title. Please check your guides for times. And just before we go, Ray, how's the magazine going?
Going very well, Matthew. Yes, the Australian boxing fans are supporting it, and sales just keep getting better.
It must keep you very busy?
Yes, mate. Yeah, it's a full-time job. It's as I say, mate, we've got stories coming in from all over the globe, as well as all around Australia.
Now, why did you decide to start a boxing magazine?
I just felt the time was right to for another different format as far as a boxing magazine goes, and it's proved correct.
Well, Ray, thanks for filling in for
My
Jeff.
pleasure, Matthew.
That's about it for this edition of KO. So until next week, take it easy and bye for now.